here's the question. For Star Wars' Disney Plus finales, right? Like, would you say that... I don't even know if I want to ask that question right now. We'll just focus on the... I was going to say, like, for you, because as crazy as there are so many good moments in the Mando Season 2 finale, like, where would you put this compared? Yeah. Yeah.
This wipes literally anything on Disney Plus.
Yeah, it does.
Anything on any streaming service ever.
Yeah, this is the best thing on Disney Plus. I agree. I definitely think that there's nothing that's topping this. I mean, that rematch was already going to, like, I mean, that's a movie. This is different. Now, the real thing that's going to be really interesting to discuss is where is that fight ranking on your lightsaber duels. So I'm going to rank my lightsaber duels tomorrow. So I'm trying to think where... What did you say? I was talking about Parker. What were you saying, Parker? Okay. Yeah, I'm with you, I thought. No, I'm fighting Maul right now. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I'm trying to think where you think this is gonna go, like, from your first viewing. Is that you running up on him? Alright, like, where do you put this in your lightsaber ranking?
Is not as complete as you think. Still halfway to go.
Let's see.
Darth Vader, proving once again, no one ends an argument like a
The first round is always the hardest. Yeah, I think so.
This is either 2 or 3. I'm fighting. Is this better than if we're talking strictly live action, then like we're talking about all live action.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out is this better than the Maul fight with Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan.
I think from a choreography standpoint, it's a really hard comparison because this fight is essentially a emotional, crazy, like, power level type of fight, you know? Like, this, so I feel like, for me, as much as I love the Qui-Gon versus Darth Maul fight for the choreography, from an emotional standpoint and what this means and how it resonates and the fact that they go so hard with it, this has to be next to Revenge of the Sith, Anakin versus Obi-Wan. You have to have both Anakin versus Obi-Wan duels at the top. Because if you don't have it next to it, you don't have that impact, you know? Like, when you're watching Maul fight Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, it's just a Sith versus 2 Jedi. This is 2 brothers who are fighting, and they've grown into a world where they're on different paths completely now, you know? And everything I thought they would do, they did, and then they did more than what I was expecting. Like tomorrow, my review is I don't know if I'm gonna be able to cover the whole episode, because I think I'm just gonna talk about this duel for like 2 hours. Like the fact that he threw the rocks, the fact that, like, and even the Reva stuff, I thought the Reva stuff was going to be the boring part of the episode, but the Reva stuff was actually very good too, and handled well, and just, like, I'm very happy with where they set her up next. And I'm so satisfied with everything that I don't even care that we didn't get any of the Inquisitor stuff, because the other stuff is so... we didn't need it. Right? I thought about that too. Yeah, I think we're gonna get more things.
Possibly more Jedi too, more Qui-Gon. Looks like.
Well, yeah, I agree. I'm hoping that they make the season 2 announcement soon because this just doesn't feel like it feels like a worthy ending, but it doesn't feel yeah.
There's still a lot of like they left off on.
But it also doesn't feel
Freeze won't be
but
the
it,
only
yeah.
ones going down today. We'll be
But it
the
also
first to
doesn't feel
apologize
yeah,
to
but it also
the
doesn't feel it also doesn't feel rushed. It feels like you're like, okay, there's more to tell. So which is nice. I like that it feels more. I knew there was a report. Yeah.
And the slaughter is underway
Yeah.
as evil attacks.
Like it just they did so well with what we wanted to see and just and the fact that they made it like so like I love the fact that they made Vader think that he won and then Obi-Wan just comes out on clutch on him just like that was so good. Yeah. And like it just yeah, it was so good. It just was
Good is triumphing over ineptitude.
I can't really like I have
we didn't need to. They picked a new planet and it was soon enough. It was nice to Right. They didn't have to do it. I think they were just building up. I think it's great that we got the Palpatine hologram because that was something that was needed for the story.
Lead taken by scary looking enemies.
Yep. The fact that we did, it's pretty cool. And the fact that it shows how angry Vader is that he lost is so cool. I honestly hope, as much as I know people, they were building this up to be the rematch of the century, I wouldn't mind one more fight. Like I wouldn't mind one more just like letting them have another swing at it, or Vader just getting to just slay more Jedi in like just being pissed off over what happened with Obi-Wan. Like, if we're gonna continue using these characters again, like I know Hayden wants to do more, I would love to see more. Like it just, this was too perfect to stop here. It just, there's. Yeah, either way, it's a win-win for me. Like, yeah, it's enough satisfying, but I think there are a couple things that I definitely would love a season 2 for. Like, absolutely. But I do think that it's not needed, but I'll accept it. Yeah. I just can't believe it was everything that I wanted, and like, it's just, oh my gosh, it's gonna be crazy. Watching this on the big screen is gonna be incredible, and I'm gonna feel so bad because I just know that I'm gonna be sitting next to you tomorrow, and I'm probably gonna be just like, probably crying for the second time, and just like, some of those scenes just like, they made it so emotional. And it's just like crazy. I was surprised. I was a little. Apparently the leak about mentioning Padme wasn't there, but that's okay because we got other things that were just as important. So I'm not against that. Oh, I also just hate 87. And they found a way to piss off Vader enough that they didn't need Padme. So I really love one of my favorite. Just as being, yeah, I love to see him so devastated because it's just by it, Hayden Christensen as an actor, that's the highest praise you can see as you look in his eye and you just see that it is over. Yeah. I love that they did the Rebels thing where like not only did they slice them the face, but you got to see like when he's talking to him, you have that distorted blend of the deep voice, but it sounds like Hayden Christensen. Like, yeah, it was so good. And I just can't believe we got the slash. I didn't think we'd get the slash, honestly. I was starting to doubt that we were going to get it, and the fact that we did was like, oh, so good. It's just amazing.
Kenobi brings the death sticks.
It's so special. Just absolutely incredible. Yep. Yep. It's a 10. Okay. I liked the lead up because it really just kind of showed that Obi-Wan finally knows what he has to do, and it just kind of laid the groundwork that we needed. And I like that this episode, despite the 50 whatever 1 minute runtime it has, it wastes no time. It gets the scenes that you get in this episode are all there for a purpose, and it all serves a very good purpose in each act. Like, I love how each act kind of just, it builds from something else, and I love that. I love that, like, now there are going to be people that don't like young Leia, that they're going to say, oh, you know, they gave Leia a fair amount of screen time, and they're probably going to be upset, but I thought she had the perfect amount of screen time for this episode, and she didn't overshadow it. And one thing that was so great about this episode is it didn't, now granted, I know that a lot of people are going to say this is still the Reva show and whatever they want to say, but they gave Reva the perfect amount of screen time, and it didn't feel like her show. It was still Obi-Wan's show. And Moses Ingram is just, she was incredible in this episode when she was on screen. Yeah. Yeah. It's okay, man. No worries. Yeah. It was really cool. And I loved that we got to see a moment between Vader and the Grand Inquisitor having a difference in opinion, like over, like, it's cool that like he still is for the Emperor, like that's still his main mission at the end of the day, is what the Emperor wants.
Yeah, sure.
And I just thought that was great that was a thing. Like that was cool to see, just to have the moment of like, yeah, this is a thing, this is where we are, this is where we've come from, and it just, wow. Like there's yeah.
Let's focus on right now that fight between Vader.
Yep.
How are you feeling that?
Dude, I'm so blown away.
Expect Obi-Wan to go that hard. I did not expect him to do so much in that amount of time. I knew Obi-Wan was gonna like find balance and turn it around.
Yeah.
He was gonna put up a fight.
They made him so savage over everything that happened. It was so beautiful. Like, just like, oh my gosh. To see him at this Space Jesus power level was just amazing.
My two highlights is him lifting those rocks and absolutely destroying Vader. And then, like I told you earlier today, I told you, I said, I think Obi-Wan was gonna shoot Vader's suit, and it did happen.
Yep.
He was gonna open the mask, but you were right.
Yeah.
Like, he did open the mask, and
Yeah.
I was all for it, man.
Yeah, I loved it. That's definitely a highlight of mine.
Highlights
I mean, for me, I think for me the whole fight was the highlight for me, just because everything in the fight was just so good. Like there, yep. And they didn't make Vader feel like he was too limited. Like, he did do some pretty crazy things, which was awesome. Like, and I think that was so good to see. And just, but yeah, I think the fact that we get that moment of him just showing his true face to Obi-Wan is just incredible. And the dialogue in this fight was everything I had hoped it would be. And it just, and even things I didn't expect to. And I just love that Anakin is gone. It just, oh my gosh, so good. Just the whole thing is so good. Like, I'm trying to focus and do all these things and process all my emotions, but I won't have my full collected thoughts until I probably make a review tomorrow, because I'm just like, I need to sit down and like literally just revel in like how amazing all of this was. Like, I don't know how you could make this episode longer, because they hit everything in the perfect amount of time. Like, I can't see.
That's what I'm saying, man. We all expected it to be like, we were all hoping for an hour plus, but back then now we didn't.
No, everything was done in the perfect time.
A bunch of unnecessary stuff.
And they paid, and yep, and they made everything canonly the way it's meant to be. Luke never saw a lightsaber. We never got to we didn't get anything that completely retcons the New Hope stuff with Obi-Wan and Vader, which is great. And now we completely. Now here's the question: do we think at this point in the show now, because let's just say if we do get a season 2 or something at some point, right? Do we think that we've truly gotten the I was but the learner, now I am the master, or do you think there's going to be some more to that to come? Yeah. Yeah.
They made it almost explicitly clear that Obi-Wan left Vader and not the other way around, so.
That does make it sound like that there's another encounter then, if he says that he left him. So that could be interesting. That's, yeah, I would assume.
It's not even really a retcon, like, does it matter that much? That one little line matter that much?
Not really.
Not really, yeah, but
I'm more happy about the line of the whole Obi-Wan once thought as you did makes so much more sense now, and I love that. I love that we can go back to Jedi and view that now differently. I think that's really cool to just be able to be like, he now saw the thing that he was, and he really did want to believe that there was good, but now he knows there isn't.
You guys again?
Lead taken by scary-looking enemies.
And the fact we got to hear hello there to Luke was, oh my gosh. I just killed them all. And whoever did the makeup for Hayden Christensen for Vader when the face was revealed was so good. You could just see that he had been through so much. And that was just awesome. Have we ever seen Vader punch anyone? Have we ever seen Vader punch anyone before? Yeah. That's definitely a highlight for
Domination, my light side.
Yeah, that was so good.
Witness the power of the dark side. You've gone out as many deaths as you need to.
I like that. That's the other reason why not watching Miss Marvel back this is so perfect. Is like, this is probably one of these, in terms of a finale of anything, this is the most wholesome kind of ending that you can get. Like, yes, there are badass moments to it, but the end of the story is such a perfect cap on everything we've waited for. Like, I mean, I knew from leaks and stuff that there was potential chances we were gonna at least hear Qui-Gon, but seeing Qui-Gon was, oh, it was everything. And he looked different too, like, so that was the other thing that was kind of crazy is his, yeah, they didn't change it too much, but he definitely felt like, but I like that when the Qui-Gon we saw in Phantom Menace, that Qui-Gon didn't fully complete his Force Ghost training. So I like that they showed that he was different because he was clearly a little older when he tried to finally get his completion. Well, they had to. I mean, if they didn't do that, people would have been pissed. I mean, it is a little crazy that they pushed it to the very last scene, but it's a fitting end to do. And honestly, if they would have used it in the battle, it wouldn't have been as good because it would have... I love that they made the battle so personal. Like, I love that they made it all about Obi-Wan and Vader only, and they just did so... Oh my gosh. I don't know how I'm going to condense my review for episode 6 in like under 430 minutes, whatever it is, because it's just gonna be me just fanboying for like 4 to 5 minutes straight of just how amazing this was for me. And especially if you guys are in the chat right now and you guys are a prequel fan, this finale will rock your entire world. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah, it was an executive that's a prequel fan that just... Like, I didn't feel like the first showdown with Vader and Obi-Wan felt like the prequels, but this last one really did. And it was so cool just to have that. And even though episode 5 there was cool moments like Vader lifting the ship, seeing Vader and Obi-Wan face off with that ferocity, just nothing can take that in the show's place. Nothing. Like, oh my gosh. And the fact they're in a planet where you have rocks being thrown, people being thrown, like, oh my gosh. Dude. Yeah, dude. In the big screen, that's just gonna be absolutely incredible. Ooh, we got victory. That's awesome. So I will say the Reva stuff, while she is a good actress, I will say that the Reva stuff are definitely, for me, the weakest part of the episode, but not because it's bad, because everything else is just... Oh, did I get first that entire game? What? Yeah, did you look at this board? 13... 13 kills, man. I was like, what? Yeah, I just feel like it was well acted and it was well handled.
Compared to like everything else that happened, I just feel like they also could have done a little bit more with it. Like it just didn't feel, I don't know, for everything they were fighting, but I just it felt kind of weird. I don't know. It just wasn't.
It was weird. It had to be in the episode in some capacity, and they had to do something with it.
Yeah.
I would say they handled it in a better way than I thought they were going to handle it. So I'm happy that they at least made it work. I feel like that, like I said, it's the weakest part of an episode. It's not weak enough to take the 10 off, though, because I don't think that this episode still absolutely deserves a 10 out of 10 for everything they accomplished. Like, even with that weak component, it's not enough to take out of the actors, because the acting for Reva is still great. How she comes to her realization of that if she kills Luke, she'll be just like him. Very good writing and very awesome. Something that's really cool I noticed in the credits is both episode 5 and episode 6 were written by Andrew Stanton, who's made Pixar movies. And I thought that was super cool that he wrote really good episodes of Star Wars television. Like, but at the end of the time, if we're going to praise anybody for this, Deborah Chow, say what you will about previous episodes, but this episode proved to me that Deborah Chow knows Star Wars, and if she wants to do more Star Wars, I'm completely open to it. Like, I think she really knows what she was doing, and while there might have been episodes that you might have been mixed on, she gets it. Like, what do you got to say on that? Yeah, like, I just... Yeah. Oh, we're about to have a rematch over here now. I'm Vader and I'm about to fight Obi-Wan. But I'm running low on stamina, so that's gonna suck. Yeah, I just... it's... Once I'm more not tired and not flabbergasted, I'll be able to get more clear thoughts out. Because right now, all I think about is I want to talk about the big things like, oh, Qui-Gon and oh my gosh, these battles and the acting and everything. Yeah. Because you were freaking out over the things that happened. I mean, you're gonna rewatch it and your opinion's not gonna change. You're just gonna be like, it's gonna elevate it more, which is great. Like, yeah, it'll be really nice to watch it on the big screen with better sound and speakers, and to really be able to feel that movement. Yeah, I think that's great. I still can't believe it's really funny to me that me and Trevor went really even in our first 2 matches of Injustice, and then he's too tired for round 3. I'm really impressed I beat him in the first round, and I didn't just beat him, like, I destroyed him. Like he didn't get one hit on me. Like, and he was pissed about it. That's why he switched to rematch instead of changing characters. Yeah, oh my gosh, just, this was such a perfect night. Perfect morning, like, everything was perfect. I think I'm gonna watch the episode one more time before I watch it on the big screen, just because I want to give a more clarity review before I watch it on the big screen and kind of look at it as this big spectacle. So, like, I don't think I'll give my full review until I watch it the second viewing. Yeah. Dang it, my stamina keeps... What did Skywalker do to you now? I mean, so as a show overall, I have to say that I was satisfied. Well, there are episodes that there's clearly an order of episodes, right? And there's clearly an order that, like, you have to look at this as a movie, not a TV show, you know? And when all the pieces come together, you get the clarity. But as individual episodes, I still think there are episodes that are better than the others, you know? But as one whole story, I think it's really good. Like, as a story where you get all the clarity and you see it all come together, it's incredible. And after reflecting on it, as of right now, I think I would rank it 6, 5, then I would do, yeah, I'm trying to think, yeah, it'd be 6, 5, 3, 1, 2, no, 1, yeah, no, 1, yeah, no, that's right, because it would be 4 would be last, right? So it would be, yeah, 1. Well, yeah, but now I have more clarity after I've rewatched them a couple more times. So now I think it's, yeah, it's, let's do it this way. It is 6, 5, 3, 1, 2, 4. I think that's a pretty good order, right? Is your order similar or is it different? You have 1 above 3, really? That's interesting. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's why I kind of, that's why, I don't know, I liked everything about 3 because we got some really good moments, and seeing Vader just be an absolute savage to that kid was just awesome, so.
Kenobi brings the death stick.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, 2 was good. I feel like, see, I liked 3 because there was everything I wanted. Disney Plus pushed its brutality. We got to see a stormtrooper sliced in half. We got to see, like, yeah, we did. You're not, no, in 3, in the beginning of 3, you see a stormtrooper sliced in half by a laser. Yep. Yeah, no, I liked 3 for the most part. Like, I didn't like 3 as much as 6, but I do like it. I like 3 better than... Two more than 1? Yep, yep.
Honestly, I might have to go 6-5-2, then 1-3, or 4 last. I'm trying to switch between 1 and 3. 1 and 3 right now.
Stay away from these people.
Yeah, the latest stuff just isn't on rewatch. It just doesn't hold up as much. So. Oh, you didn't like her?
No mistake. Follow me. Think not.
I mean, I don't know what else more you would have done. I mean, we got to see Vader just completely obliterate Obi-Wan, and then that you don't buy, huh? I guess that's fair. See, I'm going with the answers that. I think so. It is. Yeah. Yeah, 1 was a long episode, but there was a lot of. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with, confident with my ranking because I felt like 4 and 1 have to be the weakest because 1 just like 2 has things that could have been better, but with 1, the latest stuff just completely drags too much. And then Obi-Wan, there's a lot of episode 4. There's a lot of writing issues, and then it's one of those filler episodes. Yep. Yeah. I agree. I feel overall, when I look at each episode, I still think I'm very satisfied with the show overall. Like, I think the finale really made everything work for me. And that's really what... The only complaints I have is that I wanted some things from the Inquisitors, but this really isn't the show that needed to be for them, so I'm okay with it because of what we got. That really is my biggest criticism with the overall show, is that they put the harp on the Inquisitors and we didn't get as much what I would have liked to see with the Inquisitors, but this isn't the...
I think we're gonna get more Inquisitors.
Yeah, this isn't the last time we'll see them. So if this was just to set them up, I'm okay with seeing them in other things. Like I don't need to even really think about the other stuff because everything else is just so good. Like, I just can't see anyone nitpicking episode 6. Anytime you try and think about nitpicking episode 6, you're making such a mistake because you have to enjoy this finale for as great as it is. Like, if you don't, then you're lying to yourself. Like, that's why I think it's so great. Is like, yeah, I think overall this is another like Book of Boba Fett. This really proved to you how good Star Wars can be when it needs to be great. And I think that was what we really needed to see from this show. I will say, Obi-Wan as a series, is it one of the best shows ever made? No. As a story and as a prequel fan, did I enjoy the entire story? I enjoyed so much of it, absolutely. Like, it is...
When diplomatic solutions fail,
Yeah, for me, the show...
which contestants will survive?
Yeah, it was a good show. It's definitely not... It doesn't need to be as high as Clone Wars or the other shows, but it is definitely a high on the live-action tier of things. I think... Book of Boba... Yeah, that's a good choice. Yeah, I agree. Yep. What happened? You getting wrecked? I'm not sure. Oh dang, that's crazy. I do know, I think after this round we're definitely going to need to get some sleep because, yeah, I'm getting tired and I have karate in the morning and just... But I do want to play Battlefront and Fortnite tomorrow and discuss some more, of course, because... What time do you work tomorrow? 3 to 9? Oh, nice. Okay, well, you got plenty of time to play then, because I'll be coming home from class at noon. So I'll come home and then I'll play some more games. Obviously, I'm gonna make YouTube videos tomorrow as well, but I'm gonna also be doing things. Let's see. Tomorrow, what do I have to watch tomorrow? I have to watch Miss Marvel. I have to watch Superman and Lois. And then I got The Boys. No, The Boys I don't have to watch till Thursday, so I'm good. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so because technically today is Wednesday. That's what I meant. I don't have to worry about The Boys till Thursday, so I'm good on that front. I really just have to make sure I get reviews done for Obi-Wan and what's it called? Miss Marvel and Superman and Lois, and I'll be good. And I'm gonna watch Miss Marvel just as an expansion of what Marvel is doing, and hopefully I can appreciate it more than I've appreciated the previous 2 episodes. That's my only expectation for Miss Marvel now is... They should have never had these shows airing around the same time, because there's no way. I just hope that they don't... screw over She-Hulk this bad. I'm worried about She-Hulk being the lesser show and Andor just slapping. Like, that's what I'm concerned about. You think it's... See, I'm going with Andor being great because of the fact that so many people think it's not going to be great. And I think that that's going to be its strength, is that it doesn't have to have expectations. It doesn't have to be the best Star Wars show. It doesn't have to be the Obi-Wan show, you know? It can't top the scale of, like, the hype of the prequel fan, like, base for this show, but... I mean, if they do things like really do the Empire right and really make them scary and intimidating, they can definitely... I mean, there's a lot of gray area in that show that they can pull off. I have a couple of concerns with She-Hulk, so if I do, because I'm not a Marvel hater. I started out really loving the MCU, and then when they took away my favorite characters, then I don't like it as much. I am a little salty. I will stop watching Marvel for a while if Thor does die in Love and Thunder. That much I will say. But I mean, I'll watch for her, but I mean, there's certain things I just won't watch because I'm just not interested. I don't know, I don't know what's happening to me. I'm kind of growing. Something with Marvel has like been really weird for me lately. I've like grown out of interest with certain things with it. Like, it's not even about being a traitor. I've always been way more Star Wars than I have Marvel. So that's always been a thing. But I always like Marvel to be, what's the word? I felt like the earlier Marvel stories were more engaging. And I just don't feel like, I like some of it, like, I'm not concerned about the connectivity. Yeah, I hadn't. No, I've liked most of Phase 4. I have little gripes with WandaVision. I have big gripes with Doctor Strange, but at the end of the day, it still was a pretty satisfying movie. I'm just really bummed that I'm just really mad that they marketed the movie wrong. If they would have marketed the movie better, I would have been okay with it. I mean, they marketed it as a multiverse movie. They should have made it a horror movie like the movie is. If they would have made it a horror movie and not a multiverse movie in the marketing, that would have been better for it. Because if you look at Multiverse of Madness as a multiverse movie, you're going to be disappointed. And that's what happened to me my first time. Because everyone promised these... How many times have you watched it? Didn't you like Morbius more than I did, though, too? That's fair. What if Miss Marvel episode 3 is awesome? Hot take. I think my problem is with a lot of these shows, and this is the thing that people need to understand, right? And this is my same thing with anything Marvel right now, right? There are certain people that grew up with certain aspects of their childhood and certain things, right? And as we get older, our tastes change, you know? And I'm at a very rare place where I want, because I'm not getting a lot of DC content, because I'm not getting a lot of DC content because of everything that's going on with DC, right? I want Marvel to really swing for the fences and do something crazy, and they're kind of just doing mid things. Yeah. Like, I think if I'm being honest, the thing that really hurts with Miss Marvel for me, and even with Doctor Strange, was because there were elements of it, but it wasn't as hard as I wanted it to be. Moon Knight was so perfect, like, just, they went so hard, and if they would have went as hard with Doctor Strange and Miss Marvel, I would have been so happy, but they just didn't. Like, one thing I like about Doctor Strange is they went hard with, like, Wanda being scary and stuff, but the story didn't get hard. It didn't get, like, I think a lot of people, what they don't understand is, like, I'm a huge... Oh, crap, we were going to end after this round, I forgot. You want to leave this round? Okay. We backing out? Okay, good idea. Neat time.